Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel in partnership with sharpbetting.co.uk, your number one spot for all your expertise, analysis, and betting tips for a multitude of sports, not only boxing, but the likes of horse racing, basketball, football. Yeah, so if you're a big sports fan and you like to bet, please bet with sharpbetting.co.uk. They really are the best in the business. Yeah, in terms of today's video, just me and Noel here with a quick solo reaction to what we've just seen from Orlando, Florida, as Austin Amo Williams has continued to rebuild his career following the Hamza Shiraz defeat last year, as he has outpointed the very game and capable Patrice Volney over 12 rounds in Orlando. Yeah, very, very good fight, I have to say. Entertaining affair in Orlando, it really was. Austin Amo Williams in the end, he outworked Volney is what this came down to. Just volume punching won the day. Volney had a lot of success. Volney is a really decent fighter, and he was seen as dangerous coming into this. Of course, one career defeat only prior to this, but he's a very good fighter. Comes in behind that high guard, rangy, very well balanced, does the basics well, nice long jab. But what it came down to was Austin Amo Williams just wanted it a little bit more than Patrice Volney, but the looks of it, Volney fought very one-paced throughout the whole fight. I think he'll regret how he kind of approached this fight, not kind of open the tempo more in the opportunities where he could have done. Because as I say, when he did let his hands go, he had a lot of success. He really did. He landed probably the more cleaner, eye-catching shot in this fight on Austin Williams. But what it came down to is Austin Williams' grit to kind of outwork him and dig in and get the points win. So yeah, a really, really good win for Austin Amo Williams by unanimous decision. Closer fight than the 118-110 scorecard that the judges, one of the judges gave. A lot of people had quite interesting scorecards. Chris Mannix had Volney ahead late going into that fight. I couldn't see it really. As close as it was, I couldn't really see how you could have Volney ahead in that one. Amo Williams just, as I say, outworked him too much, even if he was kind of hitting gloves, hitting elbows. He was just too busy for Patrice Volney. He really was. So yeah, Austin Amo Williams, as I say, rebounding from the Hamza Shiraz loss last summer in Saudi Arabia. Of course, there was no shame in that loss. Hamza Shiraz, absolutely world class operator. Draw last time out for him in a world title fight with Carlos Adames. But yeah, Hamza Shiraz was brilliant that night against Austin Hammer Williams. So there's absolutely no shame in that. And Williams didn't disgrace himself. I mean, he was soundly beaten, but he had moments of success in that, and he's still a young man. So yeah, a lot of time to bounce back. And this is his second fight now on the comeback trail. And as I said, a good performance. He's an interesting case, Amo Williams. He really is. He doesn't do anything extraordinarily well, and he has a lot of he has pretty glaring weaknesses. He does things well. He has fast hands, solid jab, nice combinations, decent footwork. But he gets hit a lot still, even tonight. He kind of leaves himself open after he's just kind of had a nice combination. He kind of stays in the pocket a bit too long, hands too low, and his head movement leaves a lot to be desired. He does get clipped an awful lot, especially when he hangs around too long in the pocket. But he gets a mixed reaction, Austin Williams, among boxing fans. But I think he's a good fighter, and I think he is a world-class fighter in what's a poor middleweight division. Really is dreadful outside of the champions, not to mince my words. You've got Janabek, of course, an absolutely tremendous fighter. You've got Carlos Adames, another tremendous fighter. You've got Erislandy Lara, a legend, another a brilliant fighter, world champions. But outside of the world champions, it's such a thin division. It used to be one of the glamour divisions of boxing, going back to the days of even, Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, those type of fighters, even into the 90s, James Toney, Mike McCallum, fighters like that. Chris Eubank, Nigel Benn, star kind of studded division, but and in more modern times, Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin, but it's a long way removed from that. It really is. And Austin Williams, as I say, I don't think he's an absolutely elite fighter. I think he is a world class fighter in a very poor division. The positives that he does have, the grit, the hand speed, the solid jab, the combinations, footwork, range. I think it will be enough to win him a world title in this division. I really do. I think possibly it should be a world title fight next for Ammo Williams. I think he beats everybody else. I think he's quote unquote the best of the rest, as they say. I think he will quite soundly outbeat the rest of the fighters in the division. But if he was to step up for world titles, who knows? As I say, the weaknesses are there. He has glaring weaknesses in how often he gets hit and how kind of poor his head movement is. But I think he could give world champions a hell of a problem, and I think he will eventually win a world title at 160 pounds. Depending on who it is, though, that's the thing. Of course, Janabek is fighting Namassengwe next. A fight he should come through. Maybe Amma Williams against Janabek could be a potential fight. I'm a big fan of Janabek. I'm very high on him. I think he's such a well-rounded fighter and such a dangerous fighter. I think if he was to fight Amma Williams, he'd stop him. I do, but there's no shame in that. Then you've got the likes of, as I say, Erislandy Lara, who's a nightmare for anybody, even well into his 40s now, so slippery, so slick. And Amma Williams Lara fight wouldn't be pleasing on the eye at all stylistically. But, Amma Williams could beat Lara with his age, but Lara's having a bit of an Indian summer now. How impressive he's looked recently and how hard he's punching recently. So, that'd be an awful night for Amma Williams. And if you were looking for a world title, I wouldn't go down that route. But, Carlos Adames, that's a fight I could see happening next. Of course, Carlos Adames last time out drew a Hamza Shiraz in a fight a lot of people thought he should have won. I personally think he should have won. I thought he outworked Shiraz, a very tame performance from Shiraz. Of course, it came out that he had a badly broken hand, and it makes sense. He fought like he did, but Adames outworked him that night and should have got the win. But he keeps hold of his title. And a very interesting development during the week is that Frank Warren said he believes Hamza Shiraz, of course, very big at the weight, will move up to 168. So it doesn't look like an Adama Shiraz rematch is happening. I can see Ammo Williams getting that shot next against Carlos Adames, and yeah, that'll be a fascinating fight. As I said, Austin Ammo Williams showed a lot of grit tonight, wanted it more than Patrice Volney, took big shots. But there's a difference between getting hit by Patrice Volney, who is a big puncher, and Carlos Adames, who is a really dangerous, explosive puncher, and will fight at a much higher tempo than Patrice Volney did tonight. The engine, he non-stop drowning of his opponents, the non-stop come forward pressure, and with the amount Emma Williams gets hit, and kind of his ability at times to kind of, his lack of head movement and how kind of often he gets hit, it could be a rough night. I'd pick Carlos Adames, but as I say, Emma Williams has positives in terms of how quick of hand he is, how solid of feet he is, his good jab. He's still young. The potential is there. If he had somebody to really refine him, so there's a lot of rough edges, you know, whether his trainer is good enough to kind of be the one to do that, who knows? But he has potential. The potential is there, and as I say, he is a good fighter in a very poor division. So if he could just kind of refine himself a bit more, the world would be his oyster at 160 pounds. It really would, but I think he will win a world title. Maybe not against the current crop of champions, but I think he will pick up a belt. Surely, I think he's good enough to, and then moving up, but that's a long way in the future, moving up to 168. So yeah, that's just my quick reaction tonight to what we've just seen from Orlando, Florida, as Austin Ammo Williams continues to rebuild his career. As he's won his second straight fight since the Hamza Shiraz loss to outpoint the very capable opponent Patrice Volney in Orlando over 12 rounds by unanimous decision. So yeah, just let us know what you think in the comments. What did you make of that performance from Austin Emma Williams. How did you score? And I'm very curious to see what your thoughts are on Austin Williams. What do you think of him? Do you rate him as much as I do? Do you not rate him? He's an interesting fighter, and can he win a world title? Get involved. Let us know what you think. As always, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBR Boxing, follow us on all social media, and as I said at the start of the video, check out our partners, the great work that sharpbetting.co.uk are doing if you fancy a bet on any type of sport. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And yeah, until next time, take care.